Hello everybody and welcome to Necroxis Plays Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. My name is Necroxis and I'm going to be playing all of Act 5, which is basically the Reaper of Souls story. I'm going to show you a little bit of a backstory before we get into the actual game to establish the what has just happened. But if you want an actual full in-depth review of the lore, go check out my last two Diablo lore videos. I'm kind of thinking of this as like a finishing cap to that story, because after this is over we will have the full story up to date of the Diablo universe. So, I'm playing my Crusader, as you can see right here. Looks kind of like a badass, even though the color palettes of his gear don't match right now. But I'm not even maximum level yet. I haven't played Act 5 yet. I'm currently level 65, I think. I got that way going through the whole campaign thus far. So, I'm going to show you the two cinematics. Oops, that's achievements, not what I wanted. I'm going to show you two cinematics to set the stage. The first is the death of, or the defeat of Diablo at the end of Act 4. So, here we go.
In the end, it was a mortal heart that saved two worlds from ruin and cast down the prime evil forever.
Forever, right? Until Diablo 4. There goes the Black Soulstone.
A new day breaks for both angels and men. For mankind's greatest champion, the Nephilim, rose to confront the darkness that we, in our pride, would not face. My brethren, I will take my place among you once again.
I love Ethereal standing in the background.
As a mortal. Since justice has been met this day, I will now stand as wisdom. On behalf of those who risked all to save us. Forevermore, we shall stand together. Angels and men, in the light of this glorious new dawn.
So there we go. That's the end of Diablo 3 Vanilla. A little bit of a backstory between that and Reaper of Souls. What happens is even though you saw the Black Soulstone falling, it still ended up in heaven. It was taken to the Angiris Council because they didn't know what to do with it, because it was a man-made device as opposed to the original Soulstones, which were made at the behest of Tyrael, who basically came up with the idea. They weren't sure what to do with it. They weren't sure if they could even destroy it in the first place, and if they could, they weren't sure if that was even a good idea, because all of the souls of the 7 evils are still in it. You know, Andariel, Duriel, Mephisto, or no, excuse me, Andariel, Duriel, Belial, Asmodan, the 4 lessers, and then Baal, Mephisto, and Diablo, the 3 greaters. All of their souls are still in it, so they're like, well, if we destroy it, what's going to happen? So when it was in heaven, in the Angiris Council's chambers, it was causing increasing discordance amongst the council. For example, Imperius, who has lately been aggressive in any way, became even more aggressive, and basically was coming after Tyrael, blaming him for everything that happened, blaming him for the invasion of heaven, blaming him and the Nephilim, I should say. He has no sympathy for humanity, so, you know, he said they should destroy the Black Soulstone. Ariel, the Archangel of Hope, said they should seal it in a chamber of light and sound, which basically would negate its effects that she thought. Ethereal, the Archangel of Fate, didn't know what side to pick, because this was a thing that the Nephilim interfered with. He couldn't look at the Scrolls of Fate to see what would happen and figure it out. So therefore, Tyrael decided, because the council wasn't going to do anything, he was going to reform the Haradrim, which had basically died at this point. Deckard Cain was kind of like the last one that died. he was going to reform the Horadrim, and he had the Horadrim steal the Black Soulstone from heaven and brought it to Westmarch, which is where Act 5 takes place, as you can see here, Act 5. And he took it and he had it buried deep below Westmarch in some Nephilim ruins that existed when they were at the height of their civilization. And then basically, after that happens, Tyrael is called to the Angiers Council, and Imperius is like, you gotta be tried for what you did, and the other two angels were like, no, we understand. Everyone assumed that Malthael, the Archangel of Wisdom who had disappeared, was gone. He, in fact, had been watching everything the entire time, and we're going to find out what he has decided to do. So, here's the introduction cinematic to Reaper of Souls.
Diablo was defeated. For a time it seemed we would know peace. But it was not to be. For Diablo's essence lingers in the Black Soulstone. I cannot destroy the stone, nor allow its evil to remain within the heavens.
The High Council is arguing, they don't know what to do.
So it must be hidden, even from the angels. I pray that it will be enough. You have done well, Horadrim. Your service here is finished. And you should all run.
It's probably good advice. Because here comes Malthael.
Malthael.
That hell tilt is so great.
Brother. Why? The Nephilim will stop you.
No one can stop death.
There we go. Malthael has the Black Soulstone. Really quick before we start, I know probably people are probably like, play the damn game already. But since this is about the story, I'm going to tell you the story and you're going to deal with it. The reason that, let's see, first set this to Crusader Male. The reason that Tyrael's sword, El Druin, couldn't hurt Malthael, or went right through him, is because his sword only hurts those that are wicked. And, which has some interesting connotations we'll get into later, I guess, after I'm beaten Act 5, as to whether or not Malthael's plan, from an angel perspective, is necessarily evil. It's definitely bad if you're a human or a Nephilim, but, is it really... his plan kind of makes sense once we learn about it, from his perspective. So, now let's see. This is what we're supposed to watch before we start Act 5, and then we'll start Act 5.
Screams draw me to the city of Westmarch, where angels slaughter helpless people in the streets. Who sent these reapers, and why? I will learn the answers. But first, I will end this massacre and teach them to fear the Crusade.
Awesome. Crusader, by the way, is the new class in Reaper of Souls, and it is my new favorite and my new main. So that's who I'm going to be playing as. Let's go. How do I go back? And then game settings, Act 5, material. Okay, start. All right, so here we go. I'm playing on hard. I probably could play actually on master if I wanted to like have an actual challenge, but since this is just for the story, I'm just gonna be playing it on a little bit of an easier difficulty. So here we go. Here's my Crusader. You'll see the abilities as we go along, but
the Nephilim. Tyrael sent me to find you. Malthael has taken the Black Soul Stone. You must come with me.
People are dying in that city, lad. I won't abandon them.
But you and Tyrael need to form a plan. We must find Malthael.
Tell Tyrael I will meet him in Westmarch. Go.
It will be done.
Lorath Nar, that's the guy in the cinematic, the only Horadrim who survived. Just a little tidbit of information. I'll try to be telling you guys some pretty nifty or cool things as we go along, but I'm not sure how long Act 5 is. I heard it was kind of decently long, so there'll probably be times where I'm just actually not saying anything, just playing the game. So just be forewarned. I've heard there is a decent amount of filler between like actually what happens and the end.
She's coming to kill us all.
No, she's not. Bitch, I'm a fucking Crusader. Look how. Let's just stay with it. Take a moment. Look how awesome I look. Yeah, that's my buff. My mega buff called Akarat's Champion. Basically, I attack faster and I am awesome. This is my tank build. Crusader is very much a tank class, but you can actually play him more DPS. But I really like this build as a tank. Real quick as we go along. The abilities I'm using are Iron Skin, which makes me take 50% less damage. For some reason, I don't have a... Oh, yeah, we do. And my rune makes it the duration increase from 4 to 7 seconds. Condemn is basically just a big explosion ability, where I suck everything in, or it charges up and explodes, but my rune sucks everything in. Well, the one I wanted to use, which is Vacuum. The rune sucks everything in as it begins to explode. My aura, I guess you could call it like a paladin in World of Warcraft or Diablo 2, is Hope. And basically, passively, I just regen a lot of health. And when I enact it, I get a shield. But more specifically, I actually cease to take any damage or regen any health for 3 seconds. So I basically use it when the boss is going to do a big mega attack. My standard attack is Smite, which chains to 3 additional enemies. I like being a tank, but I like being able to hit stuff from far away. So my rune actually increases the distance to 30 yards. And finally, my my right mouse button ability is Sweep. As you've been seeing me, it's just this. It sweeps a big mystical flail. And the rune I have, it makes a 50% chance to stun. And the stun basically works on every single enemy in the game. I was playing Act 4 yesterday to get to this point, and I was fighting Diablo, and I stunned him so much it actually was really surprising. In phase 2 of Diablo, when he does like his mega beam where he starts shooting it, if you, I wasn't hit by it once because I stunned him every single time, which was kind of funny. So, Sandy's any good? Nope. For some reason, my Enchantress is at the base, wherever that is. I don't have her with me for some reason. But yeah, I use the Enchantress mainly because on my Witch Doctor, who was my former main, I would swap between Cormac the Templar and Lyndon the Scoundrel. And I never... Ooh, Legendary Shield. And I never would really use the Enchantress because I was already a caster. So I used her this time and I really like it. I wonder what this is going to be. Is it going to be good? Let's hope. Oh shit, it is. Legendary Shield. Votoyus Spiker. Enemies affected by Provoke take double damage from Thorns. Well, I'm not using that, but still, it's an all-around upgrade. And it looks fucking awesome. And I got it from Transmog, so, you know, there's that. We're trying to get into Westmarch. The gates were shut. We're going to the sewers. God.
Stop! Don't go out into the streets.
Okay. Anything good for me? No, not really.
It's the end of the world. So many have been killed and the Reapers are everywhere.
And there are no survivors.
General Torian was defending a group of refugees at the old Zakharoon Cathedral, but they're likely all dead by now.
Wait, you're the Crusader who saved Bastion's Keep.
Yep.
You'll save us too, won't you?
Mm-hmm.
I will. I swear it.
I also find it kind of cool because the Crusader, like he just said, or he didn't say, but the Crusader come from the Zakharoon priesthood, so I don't know if there's going to be more lore because I am a Crusader involved, or just a little bit more in depth. So I didn't pick it for that reason, but it's kind of a cool.
I think we lost her. No.
Oh, you're dead.
With demon blood must die.
So I'm guessing she's some kind of commander of the Reapers.
Demon blood? Those were innocent people.
Not according to Malthael, because humans ancestrally, if you watched my lore videos, they are one half demon. They're demon and angel offspring is what I meant to say. You go. That was doing nothing. Standing there. See, I'll show you the room. See, it sucks everyone in, and then it... Bam! Such a good ability. Such a good ability. So basically, I don't really use much in terms of fighting regular enemies, except for my left and right mouse buttons. I mainly save all of these for like either a giant group of enemies or like a boss or a blueprint. Hey guys. I also both regen a lot of life and I have a lot of life on hit, so if you've noticed, it's not because the difficulty is only hard, it's because I actually both have a ass load of armor and I regen very quickly. I'm sure the difficulty is a little bit difficult, but apparently I can hit him through the gate, so get over here, stop it. Stop. Got to say Russia. Russia. See, here we go. Ready, and they're dead.
Patience.
Ice, no. Child's play, bitch.
We found it.
Hey, Tyrael's here. Nope. What say you?
Tyrael, why are Malthael's armies attacking Westmarch?
Because he feeds on death. Every time his Reapers kill, he grows stronger. And with the prime evil gone, Malthael believes this is the perfect time to end the eternal conflict.
Humanity has nothing to do with that war.
But we are descended from demons and angels. When
Yep.
Malthael looks at us, he sees demons.
Church! All the refugees are inside! Follow me!
Well, that's nice, but first let me look over here. Oh, I can't. I also have a feeling that giant wave of death probably killed everybody in the cathedral.
Akarat's bane! This is worse than I feared.
Okay.
What is that?
A death mate!
Oh, God.
Stop her!
Katsadaya.
Your soul will be mine.
Bitch, I'm the Nephilim. I killed the Prime Evil. You're just some random fucking lady. Demon angel. What? You think you can beat me, Reaper bitch?
My wrath is low.
My wrath is low. Stop teleporting. And let's see. Urzrael's Journal Part 1.
After years of my pleading, the Angiris Council has finally agreed to send me in search of Malthael. I will not fail in this, as my master's presence is sorely needed in the high heavens. Owing to Malthael's growing fascination with the humans, Tyrael has suggested I begin my search on Sanctuary.
Yeah, maybe you should. Let's see. I got a bunch of stuff about enemies. Did I get anything that I might have missed? Shadow of Death, I think.
The shadow touched me, and darkness spread across my vision until all I could see was blackness. It gave way to a pale light that sapped my strength. It seemed so easy. But instead, I drew upon the last of my will and fought back. Color flooded back into my sight. The shadow was right before me, and I drove my spear through it.
You know, that voice actor sounds a lot like Anduin Wrynn, given a slight accent. Just like, let's see if I can do an emote. The male crusader is Lorthamar.
Goodbye.
See?
Is that your best? You have my thanks. Take this.
That is very obviously Lorthamar, as well as Fenris from Dragon Age 2.
Let's end this madness. Where is Malthael?
I know only that he is not in Westmarch. He could have taken the Black Soul Stone anywhere in creation.
But why does he want the stone? Is there any way to find out?
There may be. A sliver broke off when Malthael took the Soul Stone. Perhaps by studying that sliver, I can learn his plans.
Then you study the sliver, while I save this city from the Reapers.
Okay, that's a bit convenient. How are we gonna find him? There's absolutely no way. Oh, a sliver broke off when he stole it, and that's how we can look for him. Okay, game. Are these any good? No, these all suck. Yep. Let's see what everyone has to say. The Haradrim.
I've heard of the Haradrim, but I thought they were long gone.
Tyrael rebuilt the Order to help him take the Soul Stone from heaven, and to protect mankind. After all, you can't be everywhere at once, no matter how powerful you are.
Tyrael's not looking too good. About Malthael.
Malthael, my brother. He was wisdom, leader of our council, first among angels. And now, he has become this.
How did it happen?
After the destruction of the World Stone, Malthael's mood darkened, and he left the heavens frequently. Then he disappeared completely. He must have developed a connection, no, an obsession with human souls.
Well, however he came to his madness, he's got to be put down. Death is meant to free our souls, not devour them.
Tyrael's not looking too good. Looking pretty injured. The sliver.
This sliver of the Black Soul Stone will reveal Malthael's plan to you?
The sliver is still connected to the Soul Stone. As the stone changes, the sliver will change too. Therefore, I can observe what Malthael is doing to the stone, and if we're lucky, even discover his plan.
Still not sure about that. That sliver looks really big compared to how the stone is. Look how freaking huge it is. Okay, anything else? Yes, thank you, Malthael. Okay, that's it. Yeah, death comes from me. Okay.
General Torian, what was that Death Maiden doing in the cathedral?
She was creating an orb that turns the living into Malthael's death creatures. A single orb can transform hundreds of innocent people every hour, and my men report 2 more of them out in the city.
So I wonder what I'm gonna have to do.
With 2 of them, Malthael has an endless supply of soldiers.
Then I will destroy these crucibles and cut off Malthael's supply of troops.
Of course I will. So, oh, I guess this is where I just was as my new base. So, let's talk to everyone and see what's going on.
At long last, a hero comes to save us. That won't bring my wife back, though, will it?
Nope. I am pretty awesome, but I can't raise the dead.
My library isn't far from here. I was closing everything up for the day when I heard the fighting in the streets. I barred the doors and then squeezed through the back window to escape. But I'll have to come up with something more exciting when I write my official account, won't I?
I don't know. That sounds pretty cool. What's in your satchel? Nothing. I just knocked everything out because I'm an ass.
You've heard the legend of the Tomb of Rackus, haven't you? Its location has never been found. Most scholars think it's underneath Westmarch, but I suspect it's somewhere outside the city. Rackus was a clever man, after all.
Oh my god, let's put bets on me having to find it in this, because why would they bring that up if I wouldn't have to? What else? I'm trying to find, like, the outside conversations before I talk to, like, my crew.
John Craig is just
my
death
crew.
in horror. I thought I'd be safe here, but we've nowhere left to hide.
So that sucks, buddy. What's going on here? Hi. Flames.
I found him in the streets. He seemed in a daze, so I brought him here with me, but he's hardly said anything. He's nobility of some sort, but I don't recognize the seal on his ring.
The flames!
The flames? Well, he was covered in soot. Perhaps he escaped from a fire. He never says more than a word or 2 at a time.
I have a feeling that's gonna go somewhere, although I don't know what. Or where. Anything in the corner here? The Survivors Enclave. I can't go back out this way. Hi, Lord Harold Snow.
Did you grab the jewelry at least?
Harold, those monsters were about to kill us.
Well, I would rather be dead than poor.
Look, lady. I've only heard about 4 sentences of your relationship, but your husband's a douchebag. Dump him.
He saved my brother at Bastion's Keep.
Who said that? Hi.
You ask who's to blame for this doom? All of Westmarch, reveling in sin, worshipping petty idols. The Zakarum are gone, and the Order of Malthael now rises. Praise Malthael, and your souls may yet be saved. He spares only the faithful. Donate to the Order and prove your conviction.
Well, just like in real life, there's some asshole taking advantage of a catastrophe to get money. So, good on him.
I know who is responsible for this. It's the poor. They've summoned these monstrosities to take Westmarch for themselves.
Okay.
Why would the angels do this to us?
What are you saying? This is obviously a demon's work.
You're not right.
Please, take your time.
Anything good? Nope. Let's talk to Covetous Shen. Lyra, or Lyria.
Did you know there were once 2 moons? Lyria is the one that is no more. I think it's time I told you the whole story of Zai and his master, the god of desire, Dirges.
You mean you are ready to tell your version of the truth?
Dirge's jewel has appeared again, and the time for secrets is over.
Then you're finally ready to tell me if you were a god?
So yeah, that's Covetous Shen's story. I didn't really bring that up in any of the videos, but we meet him in Act 2, and his whole thing is kind of like, oh, you know, he acts like he's one of the god. What's it called? What's the god's name? Zay or Zai. It's like they strongly hint that that's who Covetous Shen is, and he's always like very coy about it, and like, no, it's not. But he knows like way too much about that god, and like the jewel that he's been looking for is the same one that the god had, and it's all very convenient. So that's his, like, I assume that's his story arc in this
There's a
act.
great gem market here in Westmarch. I spend many a carefree day browsing the aisles. To think that I will never again see all those happy little stalls, those rows of jewels, and those gem cutters.
Yeah, just for, I guess, clarification, both my, the jeweler and the blacksmith, Eamon, are level 10. I didn't even start leveling up the, whatever this lady's called, Mystic, who's not even here. I'm guessing because we meet her during the story. But, yeah, let's talk to Eamon. Oh, excuse me. Came out of nowhere. Strange sounds.
What's that noise?
Is that it?
Is there anything on your mind, Hadrig?
I need you to make sure that no one tells Shen where the Enclave's food is stored. We've already had to move it 3 times.
So yeah, Hadrig's story arc over the game, if you haven't played it or you've forgotten, is that first you help kill his wife who was like had a disease or whatever, and then he kind of like begins being sad about it, obviously, naturally, and then he gets over it, and then everything happens with Leah, and he's like, this is an outrage, I can't believe Leah is gone, and then he like finds his courage to like help in his own way to fight against Diablo and all that goodness. So I actually don't know what his story is going to be. I don't know why they had this real quick.
Do you hear something?
You mean you're going to go crazy this act or something? Let's talk to... Okay, now we're into the 3 buddies. Who do I use the least on this character? Templar. The Templar story has been... I guess I'll finish with these 3 people's stories, and then that'll be it for this episode. The Templar story, if you don't remember, is you meet him very early in the game, and he's looking for his order, the Templar order, and he finds out that his friend Jonda is corrupted, and you kill him. And throughout the story, he basically is trying to regain his memories that he loses during the Templar initiation ceremony. Eventually, he finds out how they do it, and he's not happy about it. So he decides he's going to confront the leader of his order, and that's where it kind of ends off. So I guess we might see the conclusion of that here.
Cormac, you seem troubled.
We must speak. I have discovered that my order tortures its initiates and twists their minds. I need to know how high this evil reaches. If my whole order is corrupt, what does it mean to be a Templar? What am I?
An honorable man who dedicated himself to a cause he believed righteous.
But it wasn't, was it? The guilty will answer for their transgressions. I swear it.
Poor Cormac. Anything else you have to say? Nope. Let's see if I can increase any of his shit. This is... Oh, as you can tell, I don't use him because his shield is level 8 still. Which is the better shield? This one. Maybe this? Oh, let's see. This is almost 1,300. You know what I really could use is a comparison between the item and my follower. 1,300. I guess we'll see if this thing goes up. Damage at 31k, toughness at 300,000. Blah, 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 blah. Well, did that go up or down? It went... His toughness went down, but his damage also went down, so never mind. Okay, now let's talk to Lyndon. The scoundrel. Remember, his story is... Well, first you don't know what his story is, kind of, and then you begin learning that his brother is in prison, and he had something with his brother's wife.
You seem so sad.
Do you know how it feels? My city destroyed. The people I knew dead.
I do. We share the same grief and the same pain.
These two.
Would you talk with me? All of this weighs heavily upon my soul.
These two just need to hook up already, because there's like strong vibes between the two of them. So anyway, Lyndon's whole thing is his brother was imprisoned here in Westmarch, so I guess we'll find out what happens with that. Something with his brother's wife, who thought that Lyndon and her were together, and then it turns out that his brother was in jail because of Lyndon, and his feeling guilty about it, so...
Well, the world's under attack and people are dying everywhere. It must be time for us to go on another adventure, right?
Well, he is very happy about this, clearly. And finally, Arena, the Enchantress. Her story is she's been basically asleep for like 1,500 years. You meet her in Act 2, where she's just like recently awakened. She and her, I forget if it's like 3 sisters, or she and her sisters, I guess you say that in quotes, I think they're just other enchantresses. They were taught by this person called the Prophet, which at the very end of Act 4, Arena realizes that after observing Tyrael, that the Prophet was actually an angel. So she has resolved to try and find out more about this Prophet and whether if her sisters are alive. So let's see what she has to say.
It is good to see you again, though it seems like we are only brought together in the worst of circumstances. But I suppose if times were better, we would never have met.
Is that it?
For a moment, I heard one of my sister's voices. I could not make out the words.
Each day, I feel the weight of every crusader who has borne my name. So I think I understand your burden.
My sisters are gone now, and I am the last memory of a world long since forgotten.
You do not know why your sisters died.
Oh, they did die.
That is why they stay with you.
They did die, and she's not sure why, is what it is. So I'm gonna have her join, because I don't know why she wasn't.
The chance to travel with you.
All right, this is how we're gonna end it. Next time we're gonna go into the Westmarch Commons and try to find the 2 soul orbs, what were they called, soul cairns or whatever. We're gonna find those and destroy them and see what happens next. So thanks for watching, everyone. My name is Necroxis, and I will see you next time. Farewell.